Riddle and Riddle High School Hoops presented by the University of North Carolina. Matchup tonight in the Triangle 6. Sanderson and Cardinal Gibbons, both teams 3-0 in conference play as we wind down the month of January. Hi, everybody. Patrick Johnson, Jason Holder. Great to have you with us here. Exciting matchup tonight for Cardinal Gibbons. Perhaps their best start ever. They won their first 11, had a close one this week, but they're 15-1 coming in and are playing for a top, maybe overall number one seed in the Eastern bracket.
Yeah, Patrick, two of the best teams in the area. And you're right, Gibbons has done a really nice job getting off to this hot start because of the way they pass the basketball, getting everybody involved. Seemingly everybody can shoot the ball, especially from beyond the three-point line. And for Sanderson, another great start last year, outstanding year, 27-4. So this should be a great matchup tonight.
Well, they are healthy finally, Sanderson is, and they're starting to play some better basketball. One of the reasons why, well, we talk about it here in our players to watch. Who you got?
Well, for Sanderson, Max Snavely's done a great job shooting the ball from the outside, but he can take it to the hoop on the offensive end. He's very skilled and talented. He gets his teammates involved, and he's the leader for this Spartans group, and they've got depth with their scoring. Everybody 1 through 5 does a really good job scoring and helping him out, but he's one of those senior leaders.
And on the other side for Cardinal Gibbons, what a year for Ty Lang.
Yeah, he's a shooter. I mean, he can stretch out a defense with his shooting ability. Only a junior, really coming on strong, leading the scoring for the Crusaders. And for him tonight, the Sanderson defense has to find ways to get the ball out of his hands. He can drive and create. He's really good at that mid-range game as well.
Yeah, he contributes to a Cardinal Gibbons team that has a lot of offensive punch. And let's look at our keys to the game.
Well, for the Spartans, they want to turn up the pressure defensively, create turnovers, and they've got to win on the boards tonight. That's their focus area. And for Cardinal Gibbons, their execution on offense, when they're scoring the basketball at high clips, it's because of their ball movement, getting everybody involved, and then getting back on transition defense, limiting the fast break opportunities for the Spartans will be key tonight.
Spartans swept the Crusaders in all three meetings last year. How will it tilt tonight? Gibbons at home looking to continue their best beginning in program history. We'll have the tip. It's high school hoops, and it's coming your way next. We're preparing for the national anthem as it's Sanderson and Cardinal Gibbons. Welcome into Price Gymnasium in West Raleigh. We're preparing for this matchup tonight. Let's let you listen in.
That fosters goodwill and teamwork. Help us to play to the best of our abilities. Win or lose, we hope to have fun. make friends, and celebrate life. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Please remain standing as we honor America with the playing of the national anthem.
Inside into the pregame pageantry as these conference foes prepare to match up here tonight. Part of the 6A, 7A Triangle 6. Spartans actually have the longer winning streak coming in. Gibbons off to the better start, but head coach Corey Robertson, who you see there, his team has reeled off 6 wins in a row and have captured 8 of the last 9, and a lot of it is because they're healthy.
They're on a hot streak, and health is so important for every team, especially the Spartans here, and getting that chemistry with guys coming back, getting into rhythm and rotation, and really looking like that success from last year. Now, this is a different team, different guys here, a lot of great players left that roster, but this year, guys are stepping up.
Riddle and Riddle starting lineup. Riddle and Riddle when justice counts. Snaverly, the Murphy twins, along with Kendrick Pulley, who started every game since his freshman year. He's a junior, and Jacob Rink.
This is a group for the Spartans that can really shoot the ball and score at a high level. And tonight, they're going to have to defend the three-point line. That's where the strength is for Gibbons shooting the ball.
Here's a look at Michael Brooker in his second year. Cardinal Gibbons, familiar name in Triangle basketball because he was part of the UNC Tar Heels and a member of a couple Final Four teams in Chapel Hill.
And he really likes this team and the way they've really molded and gelled together and the success they've been able to accumulate this year. 15 wins, only 1 loss, and a challenging schedule. So this is a tested group. But this will be a really good matchup against the Spartans team, a conference foe, both teams 3-0. This is a big one, and really to get that upper leg in the conference with whoever wins this game tonight.
You saw their lineups, courtesy of Riddle and Riddle when justice counts. Here's Lang, who we talked about in our open. We're about ready to get underway here. It is our Riddle and Riddle High School Hoops presented by the University of North Carolina, and we are underway. Walker Montague runs things at the point. 12 points and 5 assists a game. Sonny, what are you looking for out of Cardinal Gibbons, especially early on tonight? Well, it's a nice drive to start things off.
Yeah, and it's that. That's Whit Gaddy getting all the way to the hoop, but it's the ability to share the ball, and everybody makes such good contributions. It's really tough for a defense to slow down one guy, so I think just that ball movement and the touches for everybody getting into a rhythm here early on will be important.
Snavely to Rink, who clears it back to Messiah Murphy, and now Pulley on the bounce. Murphy curls off the handoff. Snavely out of the corner, and he's able to drop it in. That is a three-point hit. A Nelson & Nelson Chiropractic three-pointer, sponsored by Nelson & Nelson Chiropractic, working overtime to make a difference in our community. On the other end, the jumper good, and a three-point hit for Nelson and Nelson. That's from Montague there.
Walker Montague with one, and Snavely on that other possession, showing their range. I mean, this ball game on the offensive end, we talked already here a couple times just about the range of these guys. It's pretty impressive what they can do shooting the basketball.
In the paint, Rink, and that's a nice finish. He gets it to drop. Jacob Rink, who averages nearly 9 points a game at 15 against Leesville Road in a matchup earlier in the year.
He provides that post present, that mid-range jumper will be important for him down on the block, trying to get position against Gibbons post players.
That's a tough attempt there. And here comes Sanderson. Max Snavely, averaging 12 a night. Already has a three-point hit. He hits a third of them on the year. Malachi Murphy of the twin Murphy brothers. He's the one that is more geared towards the post, and he hits that one with the left hand.
He's 6'6", and you can use that right and left hand. That is difficult to defend. The Spartans have the height advantage, so I'd look for them to try to stretch the floor, but also give their post players opportunities. Montague
for the Crusaders, who won in this building 66-63 on Tuesday night. And we've got Sanderson player down. That is a Nelson and Nelson three-pointer for Ben Whitney. Nelson and Nelson chiropractic, working overtime to make a difference in our community.
Already a couple three-pointers for Gibbons as Jacob Rink steps off the floor.
So Rink will head to the bench. Sanderson in the blue uniforms. Will Mills checks in, the 6'1", 160-pound junior for the Spartans. He's got the basketball. 4 wins in a row for this Sanderson program over Gibbons. And that's going to be foul shots. Gaddy, Murphy hacked in the act. Both teams kind of feeling each other out here early.
And Messiah Murphy here going to the left hand again, getting around that corner and using his quickness. 6'6". He's got good speed there with his size. And this is a group that they feel like they can kind of use that size to their advantage.
Murphy at the ready to roll free throw line, ready to roll. Call Raleigh's Garage Door experts today. Murphy gets the second, 71% free thrower. Tied up 8 apiece.
Gibbons stretching the floor out, no post players. He's playing 5 wide, trying to create clear lanes to drive or to kick out and shoot.
That's a nice head fake, but then the rejection. Snavely with the return to Cinder on Nick Urcolino. All knocked out. Gibbons will inbound over on the sideline. Whitney, who's averaging a dozen. They've got 3 in double figures, the Cardinal Gibbons. They've hit a couple of threes in this matchup so far. Nice drive, and hammered by Murphy is Whitney, who somehow contorted his body to get the basketball up.
Well, when you can shoot the outside shot, the respect level comes out to contest it, and that's what allows you to get around and get to the hoop. And that's a nice job from Whitney, recognizing a strong closeout and the ability to see that lane to get all the way to the hoop.
75% is Whitney, who's made 40 out of 53 as he's at the ready to roll free throw line. Ready to roll. Call Raleigh's Garage Door experts today. They're so efficient as Cardinal Gibbons with what they do, shooting the basketball from 3 and at the foul line.
Well, they make good decisions with their shot selection, passing the ball and finding a better shot, and then also too how they attack to get to the line. You know, this is a group. There's not any tall post players like they had in the past with Cash McSweeney. This is a different group, but they attack and they can score in different ways.
Sanderson working on life after Nathan Fife. How great was he? As that goes through the wickets, but it's going to be last out off the Crusaders. Fife at Northern Michigan, which he was last semester, 2,159 points for Sanderson.
Yeah, he was an amazing player. And just the range that he had, seeing him shoot the basketball was special. That was a gift, but his leadership and his production was really one of the best ever for the Spartans.
Turnover there, pull up, left side. Offensive board work, put up and in. Lang getting after it.
Yeah, Lang very active there, and Sanderson not able to box out and put a body on him. He was able to find that crease to get in for the board.
Murphy in a double team. We have a foul indicated. That is going to be called on Lang. So he gets the offensive rebound on one end and then picks up the foul, the second for Gibbons on the other. We'll step aside. Inside of 4 minutes to go here in the first with the homestanding Crusaders with a couple of three-point hits early on. It's Riddle and Riddle High School Hoops presented by the University of North Carolina. Thanks for being with us here this evening. Excited that they were able to get this in and that the weather looks like it'll be hitting North Carolina in the Triangle a little later on Saturday, so plenty of time to play basketball. Comfy gym here at Cardinal Gibbons, and Sanderson down 4 with the basketball. This is Snavely going one-on-one. Tough spin. Couldn't get the bounce. Collected by Ty Lang, who averages 5.5 boards. That's the other thing Lang can do. He can rip and run. Inside, blocked away. That's Griffin Cochran, who is the NC State-bound tight end for this football team. He's starting to play really, really well for Coach Brooker's Crusaders.
He had a big year on the basketball court last year as a sophomore and plays tight end, defensive end, bright future on the football field, but I've been impressed with what he does on the basketball court as well.
There's a little bit of chatter out there. He might wind up playing defensive end somewhere. Teams are still coming after him from the football standpoint, recruiting.
He's a versatile player, and you just see that athleticism, how it translates over to the basketball court and the football field back and forth.
Great throw ahead, but running out of room there was Murphy, and we saw in that last transaction the length of Sanderson can really be problematic.
It is, and their athleticism with that length and the body control that they play with. This is a good post group with the Murphy brothers and others for the Spartans.
How about that? Pretty nifty from Whitney.
He's a talented scorer, and the different way he can create shot opportunities for himself is pretty impressive.
12.5 over the last 6 games coming in for Ben Whitney. He has 7 early markers here as we dwindle inside of 2 minutes. Pretty pass, and that's off the glass. Nicely done. Malachi Murphy's second field goal.
Now, unselfish there, getting into the paint area. Will Mills, with that drive initially, felt the defensive pressure come over.
Oh, a miss on the other end, but the putback, and there is the big guy, Cochran.
Nice job there, crashing the glass from Cochran and just reading it off the rim. No body was put on him. Box out wasn't there for the Spartans.
9 points, 5 rebounds for that young man on the hardwood. Here's Pulley going back the other way. Mills, did he drag his foot? Yes, he did. So a turnover. How about Will Mills on that pass a moment ago, though? That was really pretty.
It was awareness, it was vision, it was unselfishness, and just the ability to create for your teammates is one of his best attributes.
Sanderson made it to the Final Four last year.
Big year.
It really was. Lost to state runner-up New Hanover and Winston-Salem. Trying the wraparound pass. Griffin, little look what I found off the feed from Graham Bostian.
And that was a really nice pass from Bostian. As he drove in, felt that pressure and saw Cochran out of the corner of his eye, but looked like he was going to the hoop. It was almost like a hook pass over to the big man in the paint.
Bostian's one of those that has really seen his numbers blossom this season. In the second year of Michael Brooker coaching the team. 42-12 is Coach Brooker. I remember when he played. That's how old I am.
You're young.
At heart, for sure. Maturity as well. Very young. All right, inside of 10 seconds. Pulley. Feed in the corner. Snavely. Air ball. Not the possession that Sanderson wanted at the end. One in the books. Gibbons has created an 8-point edge here at home, where they've been so tough this year, undefeated on their home floor, and part of the reason why Whitney and passes like that. Here are the University of North Carolina points in the paint for the first quarter, sponsored by the University of North Carolina.
8-4 right now. Cardinal Gibbons with a 4-point advantage, but most of those points have been with drives, where Sanderson has the height advantage. We'll see how that shakes up. Each side having success on the offensive end.
Here's Kendrick Pulley penetrating. Snavely hit a 3 early to open the proceedings for Sanderson. Pull up 15 with a hand in his face. How about that from Kendrick Pulley?
That's a tough shot. Pulley pulls up there over the top, and as he's fading away, knocks it in.
Rink back out there, so that's good to see. And there's a steal. Mills comes away with it, and with the left hand, he'll sail in. And that cuts it to 4.
Sanderson came out of that quarter break and on fire here. 2 quick buckets and trying to turn up the pressure on the defensive end.
Jumper just inside the arc. Count it for Nicholas Urcolino.
And he's a good shooter, and he competes, and that is a difficult shot there, right on the corner, and the outstretched arm over the top. Cardinal Gibbons just shoots it so well. They make it look effortless.
He may have been behind the backboard with that angle. Leaner, score the bucket. Rink will head to the line.
This is a strong finish from Rink as he takes the contact, able to finish through. Here he is, gets the pass up at the high post, and then just finds his way towards the hoop, gets to the body, and it doesn't faze him.
Can't complete the three-point play, however, at the ready-to-roll free throw line. Ready to roll, call Raleigh's Garage Door experts today. Ball deflected out. Sanderson, 4 wins in a row against this Crusaders program. 3-0 last year for Coach Roy Robertson in his 4th year. He's won 77 games. One-time member of Kevin Keats' staff when Keats was the coach at NC State. Oh, what a nice play downhill. Montague with the lay-in.
And Montague there again, a shooter from the outside, but with the ability to use his quickness to get all the way through. Sanderson didn't stop him initially. The help defense doesn't come over.
He's done a nice job of getting a hand that stayed in his face, and he turns it over. Crowd comes to life. Student section here. On jersey night, they are wearing jerseys.
They are.
You were saying earlier there's only a couple jerseys. There's a lot of jerseys over there. Look.
There they are. They've showed up.
Drake May jersey.
Tony Romo.
Drake
May's doing well right now.
He is. I don't see any Sun over here.
Well, the Drake May jersey's backwards over there.
Will Yardley has checked in, and he gets the bucket. Yardley's got a big future, according to Coach Michael Brooker. Back up to 8. Little spin, and the score. Rink again, able to draw contact and finish.
Every time Gibbons has made a play, Sanderson's had a response.
So at the foul line, the ready-to-roll foul line is Rink. Ready to roll, call Raleigh's Garage Door experts today. That time, a 70% free thrower swishes it through. He's got 7. Oh, tough pass. And Pulley almost crashing into you here.
Sanderson turning up the pressure on the defensive end and trying to go back to their goal. We talked in the open broadcast about one of their keys is creating turnovers. That's where they want the foundation of their play to be tonight, just that pressure on the defensive end.
This is Wesley Brooker, the coach's son. He can't convert. But there's a put in. Boy, Cockrum, so tough inside. Such a good finisher. So strong.
Well, he's come in here and made an impact on the boards and just that presence down there battling the Murphy twins. He's got power and good touch around the rim.
Pulley into the paint. Over to Mills. Trapped on the baseline. So he'll get it back out to Pulley. We go inside of 5 minutes here in the first. Pulley. I think I'd like to see Pulley try to finish some of those drives with a shot. Knocked away. The steal, and the coach's son could not come up with it, but it's going to be chased down. Gibbons will maintain the possession. A couple of shooters open on the wing, but they couldn't get it to the other side. Now Montague will pull up and unable to convert. Rink gets the miss. 3 in transition, short. Well, you watch Gibbons, Sonny, as Michael Brooker takes a timeout. There aren't a whole lot of just bad shots that they take.
Well, they make that extra pass. They're unselfish, and even if it's a missed shot, it always looks like they're making the right decision to try to get a good look.
7-point edge for the Crusaders over Sanderson here on High School Hoops. Tonight's Scholar Athlete is brought to you by Tatum and Atkinson, injured in a car wreck. Call the heavy hitters. It's coming up at the half. Some throwbacks there on Jersey night. Again, I do not see a Sunholder jersey at all.
We'll have to get one over there.
91, nowhere in sight.
We'll make an adjustment here in the second half. Somebody will show up.
Do you still have any of your jerseys?
Yes.
Do you?
Yes. I'm going to run home and get one.
Yes, because
these kids.
look, I was near where you live today. Good luck. Traffic over there. Gibbons comes up with the steal, and how about Walker Montague here in the first half? He has 7.
Yeah, he's played really well, and he's done it in different ways. They're getting the turnover, fast break opportunity to stretch the lead out to 9.
Rink, and that one crawls over the front of the rim. Jacob Rink has pumped in 9.
He's done a really good job, not only on offense, but on defense, playing with really good defensive effort, but on offense, providing production.
Loose ball. Crusaders with an advantage as a result, and it is going to be a foul call.
This is a strong take from Whitney as this ball's out on the court. Sanderson hustling just goes against them. The ball doesn't bounce their way as Whitney gets it and recognizes he had a clear path.
Rink on the reach-in, his first, and it'll be a ready-to-roll free throw for Whitney, who's got 8. Ready to roll? Call Raleigh's Garage Door experts today. Nine now for Whitney, who's been in double digits 8 times this season. Nine-point edge for Gibbons here at home. 6-0 in this building. They've won 4 in a row. Yet they have not beaten Sanderson in nearly 2 years to the day. They're a week shy of their last victory against the Sanderson program that has won 4 in a row. As we've got a stoppage here inside of 3 minutes. Here's Roy Robertson. He is an interesting individual, Coach Robertson is. Wanted to become a high school coach and major in math. Ended up majoring in accounting at Lynchburg College. And he was talking this week to us about Charles Chip Berry, his JV coach, was a big influence in his life. The late Willie Taylor, his varsity coach at his high school alma mater, Glass, where he coached in Lynchburg. And then Joe Davis, who coached him in college. Stay tuned for the Air Experts Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing High School Hoops halftime report. We're going to have first half highlights and more. Air Experts. Schedule your tune-up today at yourairexperts.com. I thought that was a nice sort of testimony there, talking about all the different levels, JV, varsity, even his college coach.
And really just the way he spoke about those experiences was such a positive light.
Another reset for Gibbons. Montague passes on the 3. Will follow, and we got a wedgie. So the first wedgie of high school hoops, 26.
Is that a new term?
No. Let's take a look here.
The ball's bouncing around there. There it is.
The wedgie.
Good wedgie.
Oh, nice play there on the inbound. Quick bucket for Lang. Nice play call.
Really good job there. That play call and then Lang coming around. But back to the wedgie though. There's some teams that can't go up and knock the ball.
No.
Lucky we have athletic teams where guys can jump to get that ball.
Steal. Gibbons with numbers. Oh, what a pretty finish in transition. Reaching out, scoring it. Whit Gaddy. Gaddy had the game-winning three-pointer here on Tuesday.
He is athletic. He gets to the rim. You saw it there, the 6-foot junior making a play.
Pulley off a screen. And he will cash in. Nelson & Nelson Chiropractic three-pointer. Sponsored by Nelson & Nelson Chiropractic, working overtime to to make a difference in our community. Second field goal for Kendrick Pulley, who shoots 29% from three coming in. There's a double. Three teed up by Lang. And it comes down to Snavely. Just 3 points for Snavely. They got to get him going.
And Gibbons trying to throw different looks right now in the man-to-man defense, but trying to slow down Snavely. And nice shot fake there.
Pulley, and they're going to wave it off. He got fouled on the floor. Here are the University of North Carolina points of the paint so far tonight, sponsored by the University of North Carolina. And Cardinal Gibbons doubling up Sanderson here.
It's going to be important here for the Spartans. Gain some momentum going to the halftime break, try to cut into this lead.
I tell you, a few of those pick sixes here, live ball turnovers, and Gibbons can make you pay like they did there. How about that three-point shot from Lang off the turnover on the inbound?
That's where they excel, and they can make it happen that quick on defense. They go ahead, make a play, and then they quickly get the ball up the floor.
Up to 13, Sanderson. And Snavely out near midcourt. They're going to hang on to it here and hold for the final shot. And if you're going to do this, you want to get some kind of bucket so you have some momentum going into the break.
Yeah, and for them, they just need some of that. They can go the break and make some adjustments, but they need a strong play here.
Here's Rink tossing it up, missing the shot. The heave. Really solid quarter of basketball, part of an overall outstanding half for the 15-1 Crusaders of Cardinal Gibbons. They're up 13 at halftime as they're trying to snap a losing streak to Sanderson, but also put a halt to the Spartans' 6-game win streak. Stay tuned. We'll have our halftime show, Air Experts Halftime, coming up. You're watching the Air Experts High School Hoops Halftime Report. Air Experts Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Schedule your tune-up today at airexperts.com. And now it's time for the Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Tatum and Atkinson is proud to present the WRDC Sports High School Hoops Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week. From Sanderson High School, the Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week is Max Snavely. Mac is the basketball team leader in points and assists, all-conference honorable mention, a summa cum laude candidate, and carries a 4.1 GPA. Mac was named the Battle of the Bull Tournament Most Outstanding Player, is academic all-conference, and volunteers for Brown Bag Ministry, the Helen Wright Foundation, and the Boys and Girls Club. From Cardinal Gibbons High School, the Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week is Bryce Wilkinson. Bryce is a soccer and track and field standout, is a 3-time club soccer national qualifier, and carries a 4.84 GPA. Bryce is a member of National Honor Society and Medical Club, an AP Scholar with distinction, a junior marshal, and an admissions ambassador leader. Bryce volunteers with Brown Bag Ministry and the Ovarian Cancer 5K.
This All-Star is now entered for a $3,000 scholarship at the end of the season. Congratulations to our Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Tatum and Atkinson. Injured in a wreck? Call the heavy hitters.
You're watching the Air Experts High School Hoops Halftime Report. Air Experts Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Schedule your tune-up today at airexperts.com. Welcome back, and now some high school basketball highlights from around the country from last week.
Here are the best high school hoops plays from across the country.
Clear for takeoff. Number 3. You've been waiting for that one. Like a breeze flight flying into Charleston International.
No, that wasn't a Breeze Airways. That was Spirit Airlines.
With the ball, here comes Williams. He'll run down the floor and dunk it with one hand.
Oh, and blocked by Antonacci from behind. The sophomore skies in the air and blocks it away.
Here's a pass out front. Platts is going to try that 30-footer and bury this one. Wow, that's long-range 3. That should be 3.5 points.
There's a perimeter game. Look inside for the alley. Oop! Oh my goodness! From the top of Mount Everest comes flying in.
Wow.
And a turnover.
Look at that. Look at that.
You're watching the Air Experts High School Hoops Halftime Report. Air Experts Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Schedule your tune-up today at airexperts.com. Gibbons by a baker's dozen at halftime. High school hoops. Riddle and Riddle High School Hoops presented by the University of North Carolina. Patrick Johnson, Jay Sonny Sunholder, great to have you with us here. A lot of balance from Gibbons, and then they just are so good offensively. If you're Sanderson and you're not making shots or you're turning it over, they're going to make you pay.
They do make you pay, and they do it quickly, getting the ball up the court, but their offense has been efficient. Sanderson's going to have to find a way to slow down that group and create turnovers, get out on the run.
All right, let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half, Sonny. And what a first half it was, shooting the basketball for CG.
Well, that outside shot created driving lanes, and just seemed like there were opportunities because of their efficiency shooting the basketball and everybody getting into the act. There's Ben Whitney with an outside shot here, creating as he gets in the paint. That hesitation allows him to get in. This is a good Sanderson defensive team, but Gibbons' offense had rhythm to it here in the first half. Griffin Cochran made an impact down to the paint as well.
For Sanderson, that was the Snavely three that got him going, but only 3 points for their leading scorer. They've got to get him more involved.
Yeah, look for him to be very aggressive here coming out of the halftime break, and different opportunities for him with plays called to get good looks. But I thought Rink was really good as well, being physical, pulley, playmaking as well. But here's Rink getting in to the act, and a couple and ones there in the first half. Good on the defensive end. They're going to need a big effort here to come back in this game.
All right, you see Gibbons shooting 12 of 22 from the floor. They've hit 3 from three-point territory, and 7 Sanderson turnovers. They're shooting it well, but they're not possessing the basketball or valuing the basketball, I guess.
Yeah, and the turnovers was addressed, I'm sure, at the halftime break. And then boxing out, they've got the height advantage, so they've got to kind of flip those two stats there here in the second half.
We'll start the second half on the other side. That's why. It's our Riddle and Riddle High School Hoops presented by the University of North Carolina. Both teams shooting it well from the floor. Gibbons in the first half, 54.5%. For Sanderson, down 13. They shot 60% from the floor in the first. So Gibbons will operate in front of their own bench here in half number 2. Pulley with 5 points in half number 1. There's a three-point shot. Well-designed play. Running the set play, and that's a Nelson Adelson chiropractic three-pointer. Working overtime to make a difference in our community rink now with double figures. He's got a dozen.
And that's the way the Spartans wanted to start here. A good look on the offensive end, but again, the defense here, only 2 turnovers for Gibbons that first half. They've got to create more here in the second half.
Rink with his first three-pointer, 37%. That's going to be a foul on Malachi Murphy. Number 2 on him.
And Murphy trying to defend out on the perimeter, and Whitney giving up height there, but knows how to use his body control to go into the body to get to the line.
So at the ready to roll, free throw line, ready to roll. Call Raleigh's garage door experts today. It's Whitney who's got 10. And he will sink the next. So 11, and he's got double digits for the 9th time this season.
And this is a group for the Crusaders, and really for both teams, very balanced. They've got double-digit scorers, but it can be any guy on any given night. But it says a lot to the unselfishness and just the talent on both teams.
Nice play. Couple of bodies go flying. Another three-point hit for Jacob Rink. 15 for the junior. Nelson and Nelson working overtime to make a difference in our community.
He's got the hot hand, and now he's starting to heat up. They've got to continue to get him the ball with clean looks.
Montague. It was Gaddy. Foul line extended. Nice cut and feed. Montague couldn't cash it in. Murphy. Rink has the hot hand. And a foul on the drive. I think that's going to be Ty Lang's second. Michael Brooker from Georgia played at UNC, part of 3 Final Fours, 2 ACC title teams, part of Dean Smith's final recruiting class, but he played for Gut and Doe there in Chapel Hill. Coach Guthridge and Coach Matt Doherty. There's a three. No. Over the top, foul on Murphy. He's now got 3. So decision time for Roy Robertson.
Good box out from Ty Lang. Staying physical, getting low with a solid base to get the over the back call.
Kevin Mika into the game. He's 6'4", 220 pounds, a junior. Some pressure being put on by the Spartans. 3, no, short. Here comes Kendrick Pulley, 5'7" junior. Rink into the paint. We'll flick it out to Pulley now. Pulley's starting his 88th game of his high school career here tonight. And it is the deuce and some damage for Pulley. Powerful drive. Whitney committing the heinous infraction, and Pulley will head to the stripe looking for the three-point opportunity the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, he brought some intensity to the drive, and they're just refusing to be stopped. And really impressed with how Sanderson has come out here in the second half. Just a different mentality and a look they're playing with here the first couple minutes.
The 63% free thrower gets the and 1. Down to 6. Oh, nice dribble. What a beautiful play there by Gaddy.
Gaddy playing with pace there. As he went through, nobody stopped ball. A little hesitation to try to keep the defense shaded over, and then took it all the way.
Pulley. Getting to the nail, firing his Rink, but he couldn't convert. Gibbons by 8. Walker Montague. He drives, he feeds, and that's a 3-point hit. Ty Lang has 10 off of the Nelson & Nelson Chiropractic three-pointer, sponsored by Nelson & Nelson Chiropractic, working overtime to make a difference in our community.
Another strong outside shot. Lang stretching out this lead, but that was created because of the drive, which Gibbons has done well tonight. It opens up that three-point lane, but you got to knock him down, and Gibbons does it as a high clip.
Zone look here for the Crusaders. Mika traveling. So Micah's going to come out, and they're going to put Murphy back in. Also Snavely back on the floor. You can't hurry them up, can you?
Well, they've got really good ball handlers. They're sound pass. They make it easy up the court. But Sanderson has to show, and I like the different defensive look, trying to create some pressure, trying to slow them down.
That's going to be a foul from 15 feet away. A couple of defenders were there. Murphy's going to get called for the personal, and we're going to step aside. 3:56 in the third. It is Riddle and Riddle High School Hoops presented by the University of North Carolina, and the former Tar Heel on the sidelines for Cardinal Gibbons. His team is ahead by 11. Ty Lang there, his mom an assistant coach at Duke on Kara Lawson's staff. She played in Iowa. We always hear about coaches' sons. Well, his mom is a pretty good coach, was a great college basketball player, and she's taught him very well.
Yeah, and you can tell the way he plays. Fundamentally, sound really good player. Obviously very productive. We highlighted him in the open of the broadcast.
He's got 10. Whitney has a dozen from the ready-to-roll free throw line. Ready to roll. Call Raleigh's Garage Door experts today. Whitney is 6'1", 165-pound junior, plays much bigger than that. 13 for him, and the lead is back to where it was at halftime of 13.
When Gibbons stayed composed, when Sanderson came out of the break going on a strong run, cutting into the lead, they kind of took that, but now they built it back up to this 13-point lead and showing a different look on the defensive end, trying to get Sanderson throw them a little curveball to make them think here on this possession.
Pulley to Snavely. 3 out of the corner, no. And the rebound ripped out of the air by Lang. Cochran back into the game for Cardinal Gibbons. That's a steal. Pulley down the sideline, jump stop, the feed, and the fire, and it's a three-point shot knocked in by Messiah Murphy for his first field goal. And the live ball turnover results in a chiropractic, Nelson & Nelson chiropractic, three-point hit.
Impressive for Murphy there, strong post player, but he can step out with range.
Oh, and then a big collision there, trying to contest the shot. Whitney got rocked, but he'll head to the line as Messiah Murphy commits his second.
And this is the pace of Whitney, knowing when to attack, when to pull back, and they're just kind of hiding there, then turns the corner and then goes straight in to the body.
And at the ready-to-roll free throw line, he missed. And you could hear the groan all the way over here. He was upset he didn't knock that one in. 74, 75% he is this year. And he missed them both. How about that?
Here comes Snavely here. He's got to look for his shot. Sanderson needs him here in the second half. Such a talented scorer.
And that's going to be a foul on Cochran as he was trying to contest with Murphy. That is the third Gibbons foul of the game. Michael Brooker, assistant down at Georgia, 17th year in coaching overall. Wild shot, got the rebound back. Putting it in is Murphy. He draws a foul. And that'll go again on Cochran.
Malachi here just being physical, wanting it, being tough. Good defense from Gibbons, but he just follows his shot, continues to fight through, and shows some emotion with that and one.
Ready to roll, foul line. Swishing it through the lefty. 7 for him. Averages 9 on the year. Back down to 7. Montague in a double. And the clock is not rolling here. 2:22, it's stuck there. Shot rims out. And then we had the whistle and then a second ticked off. So I'm not sure how much time it would have elapsed there. That clock did not move. Fifth foul on the Spartans, so free throws upcoming here for Cardinal Gibbons. So now Lang to the ready to roll free throw line. Ready to roll, call Raleigh's garage door experts today. So it's the belief from the truck, just based on time and everything out, that 20 seconds should have elapsed there.
It should be sitting at about 2 minutes, 2:01. We'll see if they adjust it.
Well, there was their chance to during the free throws.
You want me to run over the scores there?
You can. Bodies flying, that's a 3, drilled by Murphy. Back-to-back triples. The Nelson & Nelson chiropractic three-pointer is good. Working overtime to make a difference in our community. A whistle on Pulley. And free throws upcoming for Gibbons.
Sanderson coming alive, and it's a different energy as they're on the run. Pulley leading the break and dishes it to the outside, and Messiah Murphy was set up ready to shoot.
Really good court vision there. Ready to roll. Free throw line is where Montague will operate, and he breaks that string of missed free throws for Cardinal Gibbons. Looking forward to next week's matchup. Panthers Creek, the Catamounts, taking on Apex Friendship, the Patriots. Quad City 7, 8A conference, 2 top teams in that league. They met on the 30th of December. 9-point win for the Pats. But how about Apex Friendship? 19-1 overall, 7-1 in the conference. Panther Creek 13-7, a game behind in the league standings. 7 o'clock next week for high school hoops. Lane violation, so it will be Sanderson ball. Actually, it was on so it was a jump ball. That's what it was. It was on both standing. And so the jump ball will give the basketball to the Crusaders on the baseline. Nice inbound play, and it's Montague in double figures now with 11.
Every time Sanderson goes on a run, Gibbons lets him get a little bit close, but then they pop one of those threes to stretch it out.
Lead has been as much as 13. Down to 5. Snavely improves his position, and he'll drill a 3.
What a shot fake from Snavely to get the defender out of the way and knocks it in.
Nelson & Nelson chiropractic three-point hit, working overtime to make a difference in our community. Sanderson running out on the shooter there, Montague. 5-point deficit again for Sanderson. They didn't account for the big guy, Cochran, down the alley.
He's provided a lot tonight. And what he's been able to do when they dish him the ball, they just let him go to work. He's produced in a big way.
Something about those tight ends, right?
Yep. Versatile.
University of North Carolina points in the paint, +10. Cardinal Gibbons 24-14 over Sanderson. Those numbers sponsored by the University of North Carolina. Sanderson again going to hold for the final shot of the penalty.
Right now, spreading the floor. They've got to be pleased with their effort here in the third quarter, but this would be a big possession if they can get a bucket and get some points here. 7-point deficit to go into the fourth. I think they're going to let Pulley clear it out, let him make a decision here.
Montague defends him. Let's see if Pulley gets creative. 5 for Pulley. Oh, pretty crossover jumper off target. And a 1/10 of a second remains. So we will go to the fourth period. Gibbons, 52 points. Sanderson averages 53 on the year. Pulley trying to pull him back. Got it down to 5. They'll trail by 7 as we head for the final 8. Stay with us here in West Raleigh. It's our Cardinal High School Hoops presented by the University of North Carolina. Cardinal Gibbons by 7 here at home. Trying to move to 16-1. Right now, the latest projections, and it's about 10 days ago, had him as a number 2 seed. And they would face the winner of Fuquay Varina and Jack Britt based on those projections from a couple of days ago. That's a nice three-point play opportunity for Jacob Rink. What a game for him. 17 to give him a new season high.
Well, we've seen him shoot it from the outside at a high post. Nice entry pass from Pulley, and then that jump stop with the head fake. And now you look up this free throw there, but only a 5-point deficit.
Couldn't convert from the ready-to-roll free throw line. Ready to roll. Call Raleigh's Garage Door experts today. 3 on the other end, and they will make you pay. They will break your heart, won't they?
Yeah, every time. I mean, I was just about to say, well, Gibbons has a response. This is where they always find a way. And there they knock in another 3 to stretch it out.
It was down to 5, now 8 on the other end. Snavely can't convert. Rink gets it back out. That 3, no good. 2 good looks for Sanderson, and then a foul. Called on Jacob Rink.
And Sanderson just attacking the glass as Murphy shoots this. Not sure where the contact was, but it goes against the Spartans.
Drop down, and that'll be a foul. It's going to be on Murphy. Good head fake after that pass. So Cockrum shoots just 50%. Montague with the good dish. Yeah, no doubt, had his hand in his back. And at the ready-to-roll free throw line, Cochran left the first one short. So another opportunity here. Cardinal Gibbons will be at Cary on Tuesday and then at Felton Grove next Friday. Spartans will be at Felton Grove Tuesday. This is assuming that we kind of get back to normal sooner than.
What's your prediction?
I'm staying out of that. Although you don't have to be right, it appears.
No guess.
Just hype it up.
It's going to be cold.
Yeah, that I can promise you. Doesn't matter what it is, you're always cold, though. So I don't know how you're going to do.
That's true. Got lots of jackets already.
You are ready. Pulley. A lot of bounces. Now wrinkle drive. Turns, fires.
Big board.
And that was nice clear out.
Gibbons is really boxing out, but Sanderson is attacking that glass for those offensive board opportunities, but there Cochran cleans it up, and Gibbons again going to a three-point shot.
He set a screen there, gets the offensive rebound. After he got the rebound on the other end, he set the pick on Snavely, and then Cochran says, I was bodied, I want a foul. So it will be Cardinal Gibbons basketball under their hoop. Nice feed. Offensive rebound. Montague had it stuffed. Gonna stay on this end though. Have a timeout. We got 5:49 remaining. Gibbons up 8. See what they draw up out of the timeout here on the inbound play, and we'll bring it to you after these words. Here's Michael Brooker. And he's found a real home here as the head coach of Cardinal Gibbons. Has done an outstanding job. He's got Justin Coleman and Eric Wilson as his assistants. They were 15 and 11 last year. Well, there's a turnover and Rink. Oh, blocked from behind. Spartans get it back. Put back, no. Going to stay on this end.
Great effort from Cochran here. This is hustle as the turnover is created from Rink. He goes all the way. Got 23, swat it, then comes back and wants another one. There's Rink going for it, gets a shot off, and Cochran skies for that block.
Meantime, it was knocked away, so another inbound. Snavely off his feet to put it in. Flipped underhanded to him. Snavely feeds it in the corner. The three, good by Murphy. Excellent two-man game. The third three of the second half for Messiah Murphy, the Nelson and Nelson chiropractic three-pointer. Nelson & Nelson Chiropractic working overtime to make a difference in our community.
Well, very impressive here from Sanderson. Snavely bringing the double team over, recognizing, quickly gets it over to Murphy, and there, no hesitation. His base was set, quick release, knocks it in. The timeout is called, and Sanderson has regained momentum here, only down 5.
How about that pick and pop though?
It was good, and that makes it tough on the defense. When those guys come over, you've got to have that quick pass to really enable that shot to get off before they can come back over.
All right, Sanderson has gotten it down to 5. This is the third, maybe fourth time in this half that they have narrowed the gap. What do they need to do for Coach Robertson to get over the hump and get it within a closer margin?
Well, it's about defense, and as they come out of this timeout break, they're showing full court pressure, and I think the message during that break had to be, hey, listen, we're close, but we can't stop now, and it starts on the defensive end.
Coach Brooker, his wife played softball at the University of Georgia, and she's involved with the FCA, Johnny Evans, and other wonderful people here in the Triangle. And she's with the NC State softball team, and really a nice family. And Michael Brooker from Georgia's done an outstanding job here at Gibbons.
He likes this team and the way they play, very talented, but also the way they share the ball. It's really been one of their highlights.
That 3 is missed. Sanderson got the stop, and then the foul committed by Cardinal Gibbons.
All right, Sanderson here is going to have an opportunity. Messiah Murphy comes back into the ball game. Only down 5. This is key here, this possession, to try to continue with the way they've been playing with their rhythm and momentum.
Pulley is such a steady presence at guard. He's got 8 points, averages 10 on the year. Pulley to Snavely. Snavely now will run some offense. Pulley out to Snavely. He'll hoist the 3. Comes out. He's had the hot hand, and he continues to Messiah Murphy. 13 on his 4th three-point hit tonight for Nelson & Nelson Chiropractic, working overtime to make a difference in our community, and it's down to 2. And a steal on the turnover. Pulley ahead of the pack. Blocked again, but there to clean it up is Snavely. We're tied 55 aside with 4 minutes to go.
Defense has picked up for Sanderson. Just the intensity overall here in the 4th quarter is on another level.
Taking it into the teeth of the defense there is Griffin Cochran. And that will go on Murphy. And if it is on Messiah Murphy, that is his 4th.
I think a good decision for Gibbons to get the ball into the post and let Cochran just go to work and get to the free throw line, slow down this pace for Sanderson.
So at the ready to roll free throw line is Cochran, who missed a couple earlier. Converts this time. He's now got 9. 13 for Whitney, Montague 11, Lang with 10, 9 for Gaddy, and now Cochran with 9. Got them both. Double-digit evening for him. Cardinal Gibbons goes back up 2.
Well, they thought this was going to be a close ball game, and Cardinal Gibbons shot out to a big lead, but Sanderson's been coming back strong, and now this game's really going back and forth, Patrick.
9 for Murphy, right on his average, 57-57. Cardinal Gibbons got out with a win over Southeast Raleigh Tuesday. It was a 3 late. That 3 is missed, and the rebound chased down by Sanderson. Now Now Snavely will have the offense run through him. Now to Pulley. Pulley looking for the screen. Can't get a step. Bounce to Snavely. It's a hand check going to be called on Cardinal Gibbons. That'll be their third. Second on Whitney.
They're setting up that play for Snavely in the corner as Pulley was driving. It was going to be a kick out to him for a three. If the defense is there, he's going to take it. That's exactly what happened. He got the foul called before he could get around the edge.
Gaddy comes in. There's some indication that Whitney, was that 5 on him? So he is fouled out. Oh my. Here's Pulley. And for the first time since early on, maybe the first time tonight, Sanderson has the lead.
Well, they've gotten over that hump to this point now. Still plenty of time here, but Sanderson would come back. Gibbons would have a response, but now here, Gibbons is looking up, down by 2.
Here are the University of North Carolina points in the paint. So far tonight, Sanderson has narrowed that gap. 24-20 in favor of Cardinal Gibbons, sponsored by the University of North Carolina. With Gaddy. Montague with the bounce on the wing. And it's going to be stolen. Jacob Rink. Hobbled by Murphy. Can't get a shot off. And we're going to have a timeout taken by Sanderson. Corey Robertson sensing that his team needed to get a little more organized. Calls the timeout. 2:01 to go in the game.
Well, this is an important game. This is a conference game. Both teams 3-0 in the league. And you can see the talent on the floor, but also just when you watch these teams, I envision teams that can make deep playoffs. It's very well coached, disciplined, talent, shoot the ball well from the outside, and we expected this ball game to go down to the end.
So Coach Michael Brooker, they'll have to go without Whitney, who is fouled out. He is their best three-point shooter based on the percentages, and is their second, check that, their third leading scorer. So they'll have to go the rest of the way without him. Lang, 10 points tonight. We've got Gaddy with 9, right about his average. Montague with 11. And then Cochran with 10 points. But Whitney fouling out of this game with 13.
Balance, scoring attack. And now here, final 2 minutes, 1 second. Which team will protect the ball? Who hits their free throws? And who stays composed here is going to be the team that wins this game.
That's the Sanderson bench. When you look at this group, Sonny, after calling that timeout, what are they going to go with here, do you think?
Snavely inbounding this ball, wouldn't be surprised if he ditches it out and then comes out and plays designed for him with a pick. But they've got so many guys that have played really well tonight. That's what makes it so difficult for Cardinal Gibbons' defenses. Everybody has the ability to shoot the ball and make it, but also stretch out the defense from beyond the three-point line.
Snavely gets the basketball back. Gibbons gonna try to trap him, and they double. Oh, almost turned it over. Should have been a walk, maybe. The three is no good, off the heel by Rink. They got the clean look, but couldn't convert. See what Cardinal Gibbons runs on offense here. Gaddy drives. Flicked it up. Contact, no call. Snavely with the board. And Pulley gets fouled on the handoff. That'll be the 4th Gibbons foul, so no free throws. We'll have those down the stretch.
And Sanderson with a huge deficit at halftime. They come back here. And right now with the 2-point lead for them, it's about protecting the basketball and making good decisions. Gibbons showed traps last possession. We'll see if they come back to it.
13 was the lead for Cardinal Gibbons at the half. They led in the 3rd by that many. Sanderson taking the lead here, and that's a 5-second violation. That'll be a turnover.
Great defense from Walker Montague. Really good job keeping his feet in front. Pulley playing tough, not allowing separation. The ball's going to go back to the Crusaders.
Minute 4 remaining here. Go back no further than last time out in a non-conference game. It was the Crusaders with the 66-63 win on Tuesday, and it was a 3-pointer by Whit Gaddy with 1.6 seconds remaining. So the Sanderson bench, it's been a tighter rotation here in the second half. They've got Will Mills, number 1, back in there to play defense. Mills, an X factor for them. Plus you have the foul trouble with Messiah Murphy. And let's see what the Crusaders and Ty Lang can come up with here.
We'll see if Sanderson shows a different look here. Predominantly man-to-man. They try something different here to slow down Gibbons.
We're gonna play straight up man. So here's Montague. Gets the seam, had it blocked. Sanderson saves it in. Ahead to Rink, and he's gonna be fouled. Lang trying to bottle him up so he wouldn't get a foul off, or shot off, excuse me.
Murphy comes over to block this, and then the bounce here, Snavely looks up, knows exactly where Pulley is as he jumps in the air, and then Rank gets down the floor, gets the contact. Now it's about the free throws. So they're gonna wipe the floor up here. 2 big shots for Rank.
So heading to the foul line, Jacob Rink, 70% free throw shooter. He's at the ready to roll free throw line, ready to roll. Call Raleigh's Garage Door experts today. Couple of attempts here, make it a 2-possession game. Rink has had an outstanding night with 18 points.
He's played really well.
And here comes Murphy. The Murphy twins with that great length and athleticism. And twin brother Malachi with a huge block a second ago. Stays a 3-point game. You don't necessarily need a 3 here.
You wouldn't for most teams, but with Gibbons, with how well they shoot it, if it's there, I wouldn't be surprised if they take it, but still plenty of time.
It's going to be a drive. How about that take by Gaddy? Timeout called. And that should leave Cardinal Gibbons with 1.
Well, this is a smart decision with the driving lane available. Now you have to beware of Murphy close there to the block. But Gaddy quickly gets through there and flicks it off the backboard. So that ball will not have chance of rejection. And now you can set up your defense only down by 1.
11 for Gaddy. Price Gym here at Cardinal Gibbons. Patrick Johnson, Jay Sunholder. It's our Riddle and Riddle High School Hoops presented by the University of North Carolina. Cardinal Gibbons, 139 total state championships, 93 in the NCHSAA, and then in the Independent Schools Association, 46. None, though, in boys basketball. They're off to an outstanding start this year. One of the top teams in 6A. And you look at this Cardinal Gibbons beginning 15-1. Do they have one more miracle left here with 30 seconds to go? Pulley foul. Crusaders thought it might have been a help ball.
They wanted this jump ball. Let's see. Yeah. I'm going to say contact prior. Sends Pulley to the line.
63% is Pulley. Made a couple earlier. They're ready to roll, free throw line, ready to roll. Paul Raleigh's Garage Door experts today. That's a big shot for the junior. Look at his 88th start. He has started every game he has played since his freshman year. They've got a substitute in. Robertson. Pulley. Conley knocks them both down. So now back in is Mills. It's a three-point game with 28.1.
Still don't need a three if you're Gibbons. Still time for a drive for two if it's there. I think you've got to go for a three.
And it's going to be a turnover instead. The foul with 6.6. The Spartans down 13 in the third quarter. Looking to extend their win streak to 7. And remain undefeated in the Triangle 6 Conference, as well as defeat Gibbons for the 5th consecutive time.
And Sanderson just kind of got into a groove offensively, but it was their defense that changed, especially midway through the third quarter. And here, the past couple of minutes, they've just really taken advantage of some of their opportunities.
Snavely has 10. Gibbons fires the three. And that will do it. Sanderson. 5 in a row over Cardinal Gibbons. A 5-point win as they get the victory tonight here. And they have a lot of words for the student section at Cardinal Gibbons. A lot of emotions here, but it's Sanderson knocking off the Crusaders for the 5th consecutive time here on High School Hoops. They get the victory tonight with a big comeback in the second half. Sonny will be on the floor for the presentation of our trophy next. It's a 5-point win for Sanderson on the road tonight, and Jay Sonalder is with their coach, Roy Robertson.
Coach, that halftime speech, the way you came out here in the third quarter, must have been pretty special. What a win, but what changed there in the third quarter?
I thought that two things. Number one, you have to give Gibbons a lot of credit. They put 5 guys on the floor that do a tremendous job. They can all pass, they can all catch, they can all shoot. The way they spaced, and they got us in deficit situations, drive and kick threes, and long shots lead to long rebounds. So one of the things that we talked about is, guys, number one, you got to guard, but then when we're fortunate enough to get a stop, you got to clean up the backboard. So I just challenged them. I said, look, you guys have got to do what we practice. And one of the staples that ever since I've been at Sanderson, one of the things I constantly talk about is we've got to commit to the defensive end. So I just challenged them. I felt like offensively we'd be fine, but we just did not guard in the first half. And so that was the primary, the theme, if you will, of everything I talked about at halftime.
And it was a strong comeback, but really there at the end of the fourth quarter, it was the composure that your team showed to be able to win this game. They looked relaxed in those moments, and they looked confident. Where did they get that from?
Well, we talk about time and score situations in practice, and then it's funny. Sometimes I think we talk about playing on a slanted floor. And I think when the ball's not going in and you're going from O to D, sometimes you always seem to be a step slow and a step late because your mind, you're still thinking about the shot that you missed. Well, when we started to make some shots and guys' confidence started to get up, I think that, number one, it increased our defensive intensity, and it also gave us some poise to finish the game like we needed to.
And this was a big win. 2 of the top teams in the league. Still early on here in conference play, but I think winning on the road here, this ball game, it kind of sets you up in a good spot here.
Well, look, any win is challenging, but when you win on the road against anybody, that's a big deal. So Gibbons is solid. I mean, they're good. We're fortunate that we did what we needed to do before we ran out of time.
The way I see this game, both teams have the opportunity to make strong playoff runs, but you guys came away with the victory tonight. Congratulations, and here's your high school hoops trophy.
Thanks so much.
All right. I was wondering where those guys were, but they emerged. And Coach Robertson's team with a great comeback tonight. They were down 13, and they went on the road by 5. 7 in a row overall, 9 of 10 victories, 4-0 in the Triangle 6. And they also have now knocked off the Crusaders 5 consecutive times. All of us would like to take a moment to thank the wonderful folks at Riddle & Riddle who make these games possible for you viewers at home. We'd also like to thank our other great supporters for their contributions to our high school hoops on WRDC Sports. University of North Carolina, Air Experts Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, ready to roll garage doors. Nelson & Nelson Chiropractic, and Tatum & Atkinson. We'd especially like to thank tonight's participating high schools and their administrators for their support, Sanderson High School and Cardinal Gibbons. Join us next Friday night, Quad City 7 action, as Panther Creek takes on Apex Friendship. The Catamounts and the Patriots, 7 o'clock next week for high school hoops. For Jay Sonalder and our entire crew, I'm Patrick Johnson. Sanderson keeps it rolling as they get the win on the road and come from behind fashion. So long, everybody.